We like to think of computers as objective, but what happens when we teach them our own biases? That's the problem of algorithmic bias, and it's a huge legal and ethical challenge. These AI systems, often hidden in complex black box designs, are already making decisions in our justice system and in hiring, and they often end up reinforcing the same old inequalities. Think about it. If you train an AI on historical hiring data, it might learn the biases of the past. One real-world AI system taught itself to prefer male applicants because it picked up on words like executed and captured that men used more often on their resumes. It even learned to penalize resumes that mentioned women's clubs or colleges. This doesn't just continue the gender gap, it automates it. It gets worse. Facial recognition systems have shown clear biases based on race and gender. Other algorithms have been found to judge people differently based on their race or gender across various personality traits. Instead of being neutral, these AI systems are amplifying our worst tendencies. They take our hidden biases and turn them into automated, large-scale discrimination that's incredibly hard to spot and even harder to fight. This deepens the divides in society, hurting marginalized groups in everything from getting a job to getting a fair trial. Lawmakers are starting to pay attention. The US Congress has raised alarms, and new laws are being proposed to hold these algorithms accountable. Companies are now facing legal risks for both intentional and unintentional discrimination caused by their AI. So, what's the solution? Transparency is key. New regulations are demanding that companies tell people when AI is making decisions about them. We also need regular, honest audits of these algorithms because they can develop biases over time. We can't just set it and forget it. Seeing is no longer believing. With AI, anyone can now create deepfakes, incredibly realistic videos, images, audio, and even text of things that never actually happened. The biggest threat here is our own human nature. We're wired to believe our eyes and ears, which makes even a clumsy deepfake a powerful tool for spreading lies. And this technology is getting cheaper and easier to use every day. It's not just for Hollywood studios anymore. The average person can now create and spread convincing fakes with terrifying ease. What's especially scary is that fake text is much harder to detect than fake videos, allowing it to silently poison our information streams. This is a direct threat to democracy. How can we make informed decisions when we can't trust the information we see, especially during elections? We've already seen deepfake audio used to trick voters in Slovakia and AI-generated images used in US political ads. Generative AI can create a flood of hyper-targeted content on a massive scale. This pollutes our public discourse with an army of realistic bots and fake media, all designed to manipulate, debate, and reflect our own biases back at us. Some experts predict that by 2026, a huge chunk of online content could be fake, completely eroding our trust in government and pushing society to extremes. The real danger here isn't just false information, it's an attack on the very idea of objective reality. When we can no longer agree on basic facts, how can we function as a society? We become trapped in our own personalized realities, making any kind of collective decision-making or debate impossible. This gives bad actors an incredible advantage, allowing them to destabilize society from the inside out. And it's not just politics. Deepfakes are being used for corporate sabotage, to attack banks by faking voices, and to manipulate the stock market for a quick profit. Artificial intelligence is set to shake up the job market in a big way. A Goldman Sachs report estimates that AI could replace the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs, impacting about a quarter of all work tasks in the US and Europe. The McKinsey Global Institute adds that by 2030, as many as 14% of workers worldwide might need to switch careers entirely. The jobs most at risk? Think customer service, receptionists, accountants, salespeople, researchers, warehouse workers, and insurance underwriters. But here's the twist. It's not just blue-collar jobs anymore. A study from the University of Pennsylvania and OpenAI found that educated white-collar workers earning up to $80,000 a year are among the most vulnerable. That's because generative AI is getting incredibly good at cognitive tasks like research, analysis, and even coding the very things that used to be considered safe from automation. For now, the overall impact on unemployment numbers isn't obvious. A recent report even noted that workers in jobs highly exposed to AI are currently less likely to be unemployed. The rollout of AI across the economy has been slower than many people think, with only about 9% of businesses actually using it in their day-to-day operations by mid-2025. But don't let that fool you. Top experts like Geoffrey Hinton are warning that AI will completely upend the job market and that we need to consider things like a universal basic income, UBI, to handle the coming inequality. The key takeaway is that AI isn't just automating manual labor, it's changing the very value of human thought. The current, invisible impact might just be the calm before the storm. We could be heading towards a future of perfect inequality, where a small group of AI-empowered elites reap all the benefits, while a huge portion of the population, including formerly secure professionals, is left behind without a job or a sense of purpose. The world of cybersecurity is being turned upside down by AI. On the one hand, it gives us powerful new defensive tools. On the other, it makes it much easier and faster for criminals to break into secure systems without being detected. Think about phishing attacks. Hackers used to have to carefully craft fake emails. Now, an AI can generate thousands of personalized, highly realistic messages and even run automated chatbot conversations that are almost impossible to distinguish from a real person. AI allows hackers to launch attacks on an unprecedented scale, generating malicious code and automating every step of the process. The speed is terrifying. A company could lose over 25 million in less than 30 minutes from a single, rapid AI-driven attack. Here are some of the key threats. AI-driven social engineering, using AI to find the perfect targets, create believable fake personas, and craft personalized messages to manipulate people. Deepfakes, using fake audio or video of a CEO to authorize fraudulent money transfers. Adversarial AI, attacking the AI systems themselves, either by poisoning their training data with misleading information or tricking them into making mistakes. Malicious GPTs, using AI to generate new attack methods and more evasive ransomware. One of the biggest vulnerabilities for any organization is its third-party vendors, as about 70% of attacks get in this way. Even a company's own internal AI systems can be a weak point if they aren't properly secured. So how do we fight back? We need strong AI governance, and we need to use AI as a defensive weapon to spot threats faster. But it's an arms race. The advantage often lies with the attackers because AI makes it so easy to create new and personalized threats. The sheer speed and scale of AI-driven attacks could overwhelm our traditional defenses, leading to a future of massive data breaches, economic chaos, and a constant sense of digital insecurity.